right, everyone, welcome to the Sunday Segue Wrestling Podcast, Episode 5. I am the man of the hour, too sweet to be sour, the one-man no Twitter fan, Kinny Killa. As always, we're here with the goddamn Sugar Shugs.
Peace, homies.
And the human highlight reel himself, Mr. E2J.
Here he is, what's up, huh?
All good, all good. Good weekend so far, guys?
Been working, so I just got wrestling videos lined up for the rest of the day. That's me.
Oh, see, comfort, yeah.
Much needed.
I've had a quiet weekend. I needed it. I needed to just get some rest my old bones. So I've just been chilling, done a bit of shopping today, and that's me, man. That's me.
Spending the money like girls, yeah.
Exactly, man. Stacking peas.
All right, well, people, as always, can you please, go to our Twitter, follow us, that's at Sunday Segue. Look at our blog as well, sundaysegue.blogspot.co.uk. That's right, innit?
That's right.
Also, follow us on our email us, any questions you want us to read out on air, any comments about the show, or just because we're nice people, you just want to email us. That's sundaysegue@gmail.com. Also, follow our all of our old episodes on YouTube, iTunes, and the Great Podomatic. And let's just get into it. Deadly Dirtsheet. Okay. Rosa Mendes sent home.
Everybody in the club get tipsy. Everybody in the club get tipsy.
From the UK tour, as you know, WWE is here in the UK. Just gonna say sorry, Shugs. As I was saying last week, yeah, we should be there, but it's my fault, so I take that on the chin.
Look what we could have seen. Look what we could have witnessed with our own eyes.
I know. So she's been sent home. I'm just gonna give her some quick advice. Girl, I'm telling you now, if you're on the plane, do not mix that JD and Southern Comfort. That don't mix, fam. That don't work right. That's why you got messed up. It's just all clogging up in your insides, and you just messed up. Sent home. And the worst thing about it, Primo Epico is gonna get it because of you. Or like they were doing anything anyway, but still, they're gonna get it because of you. What do you think, guys? Ed?
I agree on that. She messed up before. They found her crying, just wasted in the bathroom in the States, wasn't it? I don't know. She's saying it's personal reasons, but we'll see. She needs to sort it out. Like you said, Epico and Primo. If they take it out on them, they're good workers. I think they're looked at highly backstage, but so I mean they're just going to be the job tag teams, isn't it? They're good. They're good in the ring, so I hope she don't mess it up for them.
Shame if it does.
Yeah, I think our friend over at Angry Max, Ciara, she made a good point. This last year, wasn't Rosa Mendes involved in some like domestic violence?
Yeah,
and the
Jackson
police
Andrews.
so have they given any help? Because it only seems like when you like start abusing yourself, that's when you get the help of the WWE, not when you're just getting a beating and then your husband gets arrested or whatever. It's when you start popping those prescription pills and when you start, hitting the drugs hard, then you get some help. But, has anyone given any help, or is she turned into the bottle?
I think WWE needs to get she needs to go to town, doesn't she, to get WWE in the news or something for them to give her help. I think when it's like you said, if she's just having a few drinks and just getting messed up, then it's nothing that's going to get. It's when it's those pills, and those drugs, man. That's when WWE start trying to do something.
She's gonna take them to Judge Judy. That's what she's gonna take them to Judge Judy, or in America, or they got the new one, Judge Chris Mathis, some ghetto blackheads. Okay. Next in the news, Taker praises the Shield backstage. Not only the Shield, he praises Daniel Bryan. Now, as we know, Taker's very respected backstage, and he's not very verbal, but he's come out backstage and he said, you know what, the Shield, great workers, all three of them. Daniel Bryan, a brilliant worker, and he said it in front of all the superstars backstage, and that has to be good confidence, give them good confidence in it, Shugs.
Yeah, I think, well, like the Taker is the backstage general, really, isn't he? He's the locker room, he's the leader of the locker room, he's been there the longest, he's got the most respect, and I think it's good, like, obviously he puts people over in the ring by actually agreeing to work with them, but as well as agreeing to work with them, he's made it known that this is his opinion. So because he agreed to have a match with them, obviously that's given them the little rub. But then him actually coming out and saying these guys are good, they work well, and Daniel Bryan, I think, what more could you ask for? If you look at these three guys and Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan the last 2 years, the Shield the last year, look where they've come. Look what you can do with just a little push, a bit of action.
Right, we'll go to the next news. The last news, Ryback and Mark Henry, the plans that they have for them. Well, basically, Ryback, we're hearing that Ryback's going to be turned face again after the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, which is a bit baffling. I think this is why they've been making him come out and explain why he's doing what he's doing rather than he's just running roughshod. With Mark Henry, there's plans for him to get a big push. I mean, he's had 17-year odd service, and he got injured and he's come back better than ever. So they're saying that he's going to be pushed into a program with John Cena after Extreme Rules. But they were going to do it after WrestleMania, hence why he got the win over Ryback. But they changed their minds because they didn't feel that Mark Henry had gotten over, enough yet. So what they're doing now is they're due to put him over Sheamus at the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, and then they're going to run along the plans for him and John Cena. So that's in the pipeline. Any word on that, E2J?
Mark Henry needs that WWE title. I hope he comes out. I think it'll work if he costs Ryback. Obviously, he got the win over Ryback at Mania. If he costs Ryback the shot, and then, I mean, he could go into a match with Cena. I can't see Cena losing the title for a little while just yet. I don't really know what's going on there, but I mean, Ryback and Mark Henry could be back and forth, and then eventually maybe have another match again. I don't know, but I'd love to see him win the title, the WWE title. I think as a Monster Heel, he needs it. I think it's credible as well. I think he could get it. It don't have to be a clean. It could be involvement with Ryback and the Cena getting distracted and stuff, but. Yeah, I'd like to see that.
Yeah, it'd be nice to see something different. I like seeing something different, and to be honest, I've been the biggest mark for Cena not having the title for that long period of time where he hasn't had the title. So we know he's going to get it back at some point. He has it now, so we just have to wait and see who's going to have it next, don't we? Right, so let's move on to Raw, people. Straight into segment 1, the Paul Heyman promo. Was this a good promo, Shugs?
Yeah, I think, like we always say, anytime Heyman's on the mic, it's good. He always, whatever piece of crap they give him to work with, he always makes something good out of it. And, I think it was good, I suppose it was a bit scripted, it was a bit staged. You had the feeling that something was going to go wrong because he was out there and he was gloating a bit too much. But then he sold it well. When Triple H came out, he sold the hell out of it. And, when Triple H is in his face, and even when he took the pedigree, he does everything so well. He puts 100% into it, which is good.
So that's what WWE want in it. E2J, were they wrong to start the show with this promo? Does anyone really care about this match?
I was just gonna bring this up actually. To be honest, in the UK, I think they could have started it bigger, got a bigger pop or something, but I don't think it was bad having Heyman out there. I think that's a safe bet, putting him out there. They pulled it off well. To be honest, if they would have done booked it something else first, I might be complaining right now. But no, I think they did it well. I think they did it was better than last week's, and they pulled off the promo. So they got the message across. It's just it's kind of same old again, isn't it?
Yeah, but does this make you want to watch it any more? You know what I mean? Does this make you want to watch Lesnar, Triple H anymore?
I wanted to see that cage match at Mania. But yeah, I don't know. There needs to be something extra now for me to buy into this. Otherwise, it's just same old again. To be honest, I like both of them. I'd like to see them both go into different angles. Maybe one last time. I like Lesnar being like a beast. But I don't know. It's just too much recycled, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I mean, does Lesnar must go over in this one, Shugs?
Yeah, I think so because like it seems like we're repeating ourselves, but we've had enough. Like we don't really want to see this Triple H versus Lesnar. We don't really want to see Triple H wrestling anymore. He's wrestled everyone. Who are we really interested in seeing? Like if he's going to wrestle Shawn Michaels again at WrestleMania 30, we don't want to see that. If he's going to wrestle Cena, we don't want to see that. He's already tapped out at WrestleMania. So why are we watching? Why do we have to see him fight Lesnar again? I'd rather see Lesnar face Randy Orton. If Randy Orton's a face at the moment and hasn't turned heel, then why not see Lesnar against Randy Orton? We haven't seen that before, have we?
No,
they did.
different.
They didn't cross paths when they were in the WWE before. So why not see that? Or even against Sheamus, that would be great.
Yeah, that would be a wicked match.
Lesnar against Sheamus, just let him go nuts, But
yeah,
I'm just not interested. I'm just waiting till it's done and then just to see what's next for Lesnar. So we've got to go with this. Extreme Rules is over. Whoever wins, I'm not really bothered. And then what can they do with Lesnar? He needs to be squashing fools, flattening fools like Pancake Patterson.
They call me Pancake because I flatten fools. That's what I do. That's what I do. I flatten fools.
Because I flatten fools. Oh, God. Next segment was Antonio Cesaro versus R-Truth. Cesaro yodels again and then jobs out to a jobber. Who did he piss off, E2J, backstage? Who did he piss off? Seriously.
I really haven't even looked into what he's done wrong, but he must have done something. Like I said last week, I didn't mind him doing the yodeling, but he come out and done it again, and that was too much. He's amazing. The match was good. It was a good match, apart from he lost, and he's had better matches than that, and I don't know what he's done. I don't know what they're doing. I'm just hoping that something comes out of it. But
yeah, I mean,
he shouldn't be. Yeah, he shouldn't be getting booked. He shouldn't be getting booked and losing. He needs to be
he jobbed in 3 minutes, man. He jobbed in 3 minutes 19 to be precise. He jobbed out at, man.
I think he was doing a lot of damage as well, and he just took the finish and lost. It was just like, okay.
I think it's just a case of the same with Drew McIntyre. Vince liked him, liked this look, like this, like whatever, and now he doesn't anymore. And when does Vince McMahon ever need a reason to like someone or not to like them? I think he's just maybe there was an incident, maybe he has done something, maybe it's his attitude or anything like that. But I think if it was, he wouldn't be getting so much support from the other wrestlers. Because you make the people you see with the Cesaro t-shirts and CM Punk going out and wearing his t-shirt. So I think it's just a case of Vince has just, gone off him.
Do you think Fandango's taken the spot and they want to give the US title to Fandango?
Yeah, I think
maybe.
so. I think so.
But I think Fandango, they're going to maybe look Intercontinental title. I think he's going to skip the US title.
Yeah, have the Intercontinental title like Honky Tonk for a long time and just have it, man.
Someone needs to, yeah.
I think Cesaro may just need to just take his licks and before he comes back strong, just take his licks, take his time out, do what he has to do. Just like Daniel Bryan, Daniel Bryan was losing for long before he even done anything,
Look at Ziggler.
So, yeah, true, Shugs, is R-Truth still even relevant? Is he even still over? Like, cause I'm hearing in the dirt sheets like that he's gonna get a little mini push. Like, is there any point?
We need to go back to the crazy R-Truth before he got Little Jimmy, and when he just came out, no music, and was just ranting and saying, going in on Cena. I think that's what we need, that R-Truth. And I think if he comes back, that R-Truth, then they can work with him and he can get a push, but not how he is at the moment. He shouldn't be smiling. He's not that type of character. He just needs to be just pissed off and just, mad at the man, so to speak.
Smoking at ringside.
Yeah.
This guy is smoking something. Jeez. Segment 3, we got...
My name is Damian Sandow, and I am here to help all of you.
Our man Sandow versus Brodus Clay. After I saw this match, do you think, E2J, that Raw started a bit flat?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Like, to be honest, they could have put in better matches to start with. I got nothing against the wrestling or anything. I was like, what's going on here? Because we've seen these in tag team matches, then they're in single matches. It's the same stuff each week, just mixed up a bit. Like, I think they needed to do something else. Maybe, like, I would have liked to have seen seen him start with like Ziggler and Jericho.
Like
Just
something
get
different.
something a bit different. I honestly don't know what I would have booked, but I don't think I would have booked Sandow versus Brodus Clay, and then later on
What?
have the other partners.
Well, Shugs, they had a bit of a problem with roster, didn't they? Because some in SmackDown house shows.
Well, apparently that they had a wrestling show in Cardiff at the same night, so they were wrestling at the Motorpoint Arena in Cardiff. So I think half of the roster were there, but then they must have been a pretty shitty show because most people were on this show. You know, if you look, the only people were missing were Swagger and Del Rio, and you know,
They flew out
some
the
of
Shield, didn't they? They flew out the Shield in the copter and Fandango straight from Cardiff, wasn't it?
So that's yeah, because somebody said to me that one of the boys at football actually said that they saw Fandango in Cardiff, so then they must have literally flown them. That's why they were there.
Okay, because we never had no Sheamus or no Orton.
Yeah,
Or
so obviously
Big Show.
Shaman, Ortiz, Big Show, Del Rio,
Kofi,
Swagger,
no Kofi.
Kofi, they were probably all on the house show in Cardiff because both nights there were two shows on, both Monday and Tuesday.
All right. Well, let's move on to segment 4. We had Ziggler and AJ backstage, lipsing up, locking up. Why was Big E perving? Blood. You need to go and get your own gal. Make movements, fam. Make movements.
Because
Stop
Biggie's just wants to get some of AJ, don't he? You know, he's like been watching her, and that's his thing. Like, you know, and he's thinking, what's this little greasy-headed fool doing? You know,
Zigglypuff.
that's my gal, and this little greasy-headed like idiot is with her, and I'm just gonna come and take her. So that's why that's why his costume is getting smaller and smaller every week. I think he's trying to show AJ what he's packing.
Yeah. Well, he tried to cop a film when he punched her in the boob, innit? And grab up the boob the other week. But is E2J is Ziggler and AJ relationship getting across? Like, is it getting across to the crowd as it should be?
I think it's working. Obviously, I think the crowd's like the adult crowd anyway. They're hating on it, but like obviously getting rid of Big E. I think maybe they're trying to put a little bit of tension in there. Like what's he doing? Like obviously we were asking what is he doing? Is he just going to be like the bodyguard kind of guy? But he's having matches and stuff now. So I think there's the possibility that they obviously could split him eventually. But I don't know if he'll get AJ. I think Ziggler and AJ work well together, but they teased obviously Ziggler obviously like you thought he was talking to AJ, and then obviously it pans out, and then he's talking to his title. So I like it how it's going on, and he obviously said that she should get a title, but I don't know. I think we'll just have to see how it pans out.
Yeah, like maybe this is where they're gonna do the turn. If Ziggler's turning face, or maybe like if AJ cheats on him with Big E, then that'll be the face turn. Or maybe they're gonna turn Big E because like AJ and Ziggler are gonna treat him like shit, and everyone will feel sorry for him. So I think it's a good way of a heel turn, because it's that, you know, 3 people involved, 1 girl, 2 guys, emotions, and then I think that might be a good way to actually turn one of the pair.
I think that could work definitely. Either of them. I think it would definitely work either of them.
All right. Well, as we were talking about Ziggler and AJ, let's move on to the next segment, which was Ziggler versus Jericho. Jericho got a big pop. But Shugs, is Ziggler sneaking wins the right thing to do? Like, is that the right way to go for him?
Well, seeing as he's never been like a dominant wrestler, you know, he's never dominated. I don't think that's his style. So, you know, I think even when he beat Cena, he didn't beat Cena in the ladder match, did he? Punk beat Cena in the ladder match, but when he's had all his matches and the Money in the Bank, that's how he gets his wins. He's the one who gets the cover, or he's the one who gets the pins, you know?
Oh, he did beat Cena. He did beat Cena.
AJ cost him.
Yeah, you know, and I think that's the way it is at the moment. It's just like, if you think of like Shawn Michaels, like Ed made a comparison between him and Shawn Michaels last week, and it's just like, he didn't really ever dominate anyone. He was always the smaller guy. They was always in there with big guys, and then he would like just hold his own sort of, and then get the sweet chin music, and then get the win. You know, he wasn't a type of wrestler who dominated one. He was like a great performer, and I think that's the way they need to keep him. You know, hit the high spots, you know, take the big bumps, get beat down. You think he's not going to win, and then he gets the zigzag, and bam, 1, 2, 3.
And it's all over. Okay, well, it was a very nice match, and then we had the Fandango distraction. But so E2J, does this feud continue between Jericho and Fandango then?
It depends how much Jericho's going to be on TV, because obviously, it didn't matter having him in the UK, because he was touring over it, wasn't he? He was doing some shows, I think, Jericho, on Tuesday. But like, I want to see more of it. I want to see. The only thing is, obviously, Jericho's going to get revenge. I want to see Fandango get put a full stop on this. Do you know what I mean? I can't. Fandango needs to keep going over and keep irritating people. The trouble is, obviously, he is over. So, I mean, it was smart booking with his match later in the night. But yeah, I could easily watch another Fandango and Jericho match anytime. I mean, they're good workers. Yeah, I can't not like Fandango, man. I can't not like him.
Yeah, we love him over here, man. We love him over here.
Yeah, I think that he just needs to do more wrestling, because a lot of the beef that I hear with people, like online, the Dirtsheets and stuff like that, is that he's not doing enough wrestling. Like, obviously, he's got the reverse STO now. He's got that finisher, which Kinny said he stole from Bray Wyatt. But there's a lot of brawling, but not really any wrestling moves. You know, he had the match on Smackdown as well, and there wasn't much wrestling. It's just like strike, 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 move, and then finishing move, you know, rather than any holds, any type of wrestling, or even mixing up the dancing with some wrestling moves. It's just, he's more vicious, and it's all strikes, you know. And even Lesnar's chucking people around, you know, and he's supposed to be this big beast, but he's coming in and all he's doing is like kicking and punching people, which is, he needs to get more offense in.
All right. Well, segment 6, we saw Cody Rhodes versus Sweet Tea Tensai. I think this was one of his best matches that I've seen Tensai in since he come back. Like, do you agree, Shugs?
Is that not including pinning John Cena and pinning CM Punk in 2 weeks in a row?
Yeah, I mean, wrestling-wise, I think this is one of the best matches he's had since he's come in. I mean, sorry, carry on.
Yeah. I just think that I think Cody Rhodes is a good worker, so obviously it's easy to have a good match. You know, you don't see many bad Cody Rhodes matches, you know, because obviously he's like a born and bred wrestler, you know, same as, you know, like Randy Orton. As like some people don't like Randy Orton, but like as JBL said, if you were to build a pro athlete up from scratch, it would look like Randy Orton. You know,
that was a nice JBL impression.
So, and I think Cody Rhodes is the same. So I think it was a good match, but yeah, I think it was the most impressive he's been. You know,
so he did a nice.
I think if they got rid of this Tensai gimmick and he's just gonna be sweet tea and he's just gonna have fun, then let him do that, as long as they're not wasting him, you know?
Yeah, there was a nice butterfly suplex and a nice finish.
The go to bed.
You know, in that match. Yeah, the go to bed. The go to bed. Oh my god, it's a long time since I heard that. E2J, has Tensai got more of a character now he's with Brodus?
Yeah, definitely. I think he's gonna work well with Brodus. I think he's gonna have fun, like you said. He's got the money. He's moved back to be with his family from Japan. Like you said, he's a big guy. He can wrestle. Obviously, Cody Rhodes can wrestle with pretty much anyone, but I think Tensai can as well. I mean, mentioning good matches he's had. If you watch his match, he had a brutal match with Sheamus, and I could watch that all day long. Two big guys just going at it. They both had just marks after the match. But yeah, if he's having fun, I think it's over. I think it's over with like the crowd, like the fans like it, I suppose. Obviously you got the Funkadactyls as well. They've actually got like matching costumes now. I'd like to see him maybe, I don't know, like, see, I'm going to say this, I'd like to see him go heel. But, because both of them are monsters, that's the thing. They should be destroying people, but it's a fun gimmick, so I can see why they've gone down that route. I mean,
yeah. I think maybe in the long run, they might turn him, you know, they might turn him heel. They might just allow him to have couple months of fun, and then, you know, when the gimmick gets old, they might just turn him into a beast again.
I hope so. Down the line. I don't want to rush it at the moment because I think this is working at the moment. You do get good matches, even though, I mean, you knew coming up, like, if Sandow won in the first match, they were gonna do a different ending for the second one. That was just part of it. But yeah, I think he's having fun. I think that's the main thing. He loves what he does, and he's just having fun doing it.
Right. Well, segment 7, we saw Bryan and Kane, Daniel Bryan and Kane backstage. These two are gold together, man. They just make me laugh, even little segments backstage. But Shugs, how much longer should they be together?
Well, if they're gonna have the Extreme Rules match and they're gonna lose to the Shield for the tag team titles, then I think it's a good run. But then, because it's working for so well, and for a while, like, you know, they were the main focus of Raw for like a few good 6 or 7 weeks. They were Monday Night Raw, the Kane and Daniel Bryan segments, you know, where they were going and getting their counseling and different stuff like that. And they've been working well together. But I suppose it just depends, like, what else is there for him to do? If they drop the titles, are they going to be involved trying to get a rematch, and then they're going to have a back and forth with the Shield, or are they just going to drop them and split up? But, you know, I think they're working well. I think they've grown as a tag team, you know, based on those the segments at the beginning, and I think they've grown, and, you know, the crowd love them, the kids love them, they wrestle well, you know, so, you know, maybe keep them until people get fed up. But I definitely see them dropping the titles to the Shield at Extreme Rules.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think they will drop the titles to the Shield. I mean, the Shield have pretty much earned it, or, you know, even though that Bryan and Kane have done their end of the deal well. Well, we moved on to segment 8, which is Big E versus Zack Ryder. Does Big E actually fit with Ziggler and AJ, or would he be taken more seriously, E2J, if he was on his own?
Well, when he got the pin over Ryder at the end, and he stayed there in the pin position for a bit, and obviously his music hit, I was just like, I wanted to see him, like, I can imagine him as a face. I can imagine him being over as a face. Obviously it's hard, like, he does fit with AJ and Ziggler, but that can only go on for so long. So they're gonna have to take the chance with seeing how long it goes on, how long they keep him in that storyline, whether they do a feud between Ziggler and Big E, whoever goes heel, whoever goes face, whatever. We just have to see again. I do think he could go on his own, though. I do think he could work on his own.
Because Shugs, in NXT, he is a face, isn't he? And he's over in NXT. He's got this 5 count gimmick, right?
Yeah, he's still a face. So, like, even though all this time he's been with Ziggler and AJ, he's still a face, and he's still, you know, Big E, and still the crowd still love him, and he's got his 5, 5, 5, because he, like, pins people for 5 because he's so good. But yeah, I don't know. They say that obviously people say he's got a good personality, and they want him to do more of his personality and, you know, speak more and talk more. But then I suppose that's a good thing that he's got that in his locker, you know, because at the moment, you know, he's doing the bodyguard thing and he's like this big guy, you know. But yeah, I think it'll be a good fight if he just, you know, is allowed to just be Big E, you know, and we get more from him.
Yeah, I mean, Shugs, what the hell's going on with Zack Ryder's hair, bruv? Zack Ryder, man, what? No VO5? No Garnier, no Garnier Fructus?
Comb over.
Yeah, I think he's just had enough. Like, really, I think he's just had enough, and he's not doing anything. Yeah, that's it. He's had enough. You know, I think he's just give up trying to get over, and he couldn't even bother to take care, spike his hair.
I feel sorry for him, man. You know, he had that time where he went and got that himself. He did his own thing. Then all of a sudden, WWE buy his show, and he's
he's good in ring as well. He's good in ring.
Yeah. But this brings us on to segment 9, which was Taker, Bryan, and Kane versus the Shield. So this was Taker's first match on Raw in 3 years. He wrestled a 20-minute match. 19 minutes and 9 seconds. I reckon Taker hasn't lost a step. E2J, is it better having Taker every week or once in a while?
I don't think you can have him every week. If he wants to do it, let him do it. You could tell he was having fun in that match. He was like pacing up and down on the apron. Obviously, it's a work, but when he was doing the cutthroat taunts and stuff, I couldn't wait for him to get in there. I was waiting for that tag. It was just too good. These three together, I mean, like you said, backstage, they had Kane and Bryan. They're too good together. And obviously, Bryan was going on about his diagrams and his little plan he had and bringing up Taker. It just works well. It just works well. And then you could see it in Taker, like, getting involved. Like, it was just a good match overall. I enjoyed it. I think if Taker wants to do it, get him on there as much as he wants.
Shugs, has the Shield impressed you at all?
Oh, mate, I love the Shield. I love Ambrose, and I think that Rollins is coming along. Rollins has got better every week. I think like they're using Reigns just perfectly as just the monster. When he does his Raw, when they're ready for the triple power bomb, that dude looks scary. You just think, oh shit, that's it. You just see him, and he just sort of snaps when he's ready for that power bomb. But yeah, I thought it was a great match. The Shield haven't been in a bad match so far. All their matches have been good. They've been like either the best on the card or right up there on the top. At WrestleMania they were good. When they had the match with Ryback, and was it Ryback and Hell No? At TLC.
Yeah,
it was, yeah.
Yeah, that was a great match. That was their first one, their first official match. That was great, So I just think they're going from strength to strength. As long as they've got a proper direction, At the moment, they're just like running roughshod over the WWE, attacking people when they want. But they're focusing. They've taken out Cena. They've taken out Ryback. They've taken out the Undertaker. They're focusing. They're just going on a mad one. But now they need to get more of a direction.
Yeah, but I mean, when you look at it, when you look at the Shield, like they're gonna hit their heights. They haven't quite hit their heights yet, but they're gonna hit it. And when they do hit it, it's gonna be something different. So hopefully, the writers and stuff, they got something good for them, because when this height hits, everyone's gonna have to take notice of every single one of them individually as well as a group, because Ambrose on the mic is just too sick. He's just too sick. His facials, everything. Rollins, when he was in NXT, people thought he wouldn't be able to cut a good promo. We all know he's got good in-ring skills, but they were worried about the promo. He's come in and he's done good. And Reigns, he's just doing exactly what he needs to do. Don't say nothing. Take people out. Spear, triple powerbomb, bam, done.
But if you look at the match, you've got two veterans, Undertaker and Kane, and then the other four guys, they're just either indie guys or they haven't been in WWE longer than like two years. Daniel Bryan, Rollins, Reigns, Ambrose, those four guys, they haven't been there for like 5 minutes, and look what they've accomplished already, which is good.
All right, so segment 10, it's about that time for Fandango. And he faces William Regal. So right about now, it's time for Killa's weekly rant. Summer Rae, if you're gonna take over doing the dancing just for a week, do it properly. You come on and you start doing a little shuck, and you look so stiff. I would have paid the money for the girl to come over, right, and do the little two-step, because you can see a big difference. Like, she did a little bit all right, but it was a little bit too stiff for my girl got to move her hips. I'm talking like a professional, but girl got to move her hips. You know what I'm saying? Like, give the crowd something. Regal got a good reception. E2J, should the match have gone longer?
I think it should have gone a bit longer. I think it just Regal did it well, but it was smart booking. But I think the match should have gone longer. I think the matches, I hope they don't start slacking on the matches again, because you need some good wrestling in there. I mean, it kind of went they got involved there, and then he just got his new finishing. So it could have been longer. A lot longer, especially. But that's the thing we were talking about Fandango. It's he's not getting much wrestling in, is he? So
yeah, Shugs, did you like the end angle with Jericho?
Yeah, I thought it was good. When he threw Fandango off the stage and then danced with the dancer. Um, I thought it was good. I think it's good that they're still keeping it. So like Jericho hasn't let it go. Like, he still got unfinished business with Fandango. He didn't just like lose at WrestleMania, then like attack him the next week, and then they haven't really been together for like the next 2 weeks. They haven't come across each other. But Jericho's still there, just making sure that that he knows he's still there. Obviously, the Fandango music played, and that's what cost him the match against Ziggler. So
Yeah.
they still got beef, like, they haven't squashed their beef, which is good because it's still unresolved after WrestleMania. I would say there was no real outcome from their feud.
Yeah. So right now, as Jericho is, he's touring in the UK. He's got a couple of tour dates with Fozzy, when they reach back to America. So does that mean that when Jericho comes back, he's coming back straight into the feud again with Fandango?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, it's not over. It's not over. I think they can keep it going, string it along for a little bit, and then just tie it in with whatever Jericho's obviously appearance dates are.
Okay. Well, next segment is the Divas Battle Royal. I'm just gonna go on another quick rant. Layla, stop carrying on like you're from here, okay? Stop carrying on like you're from the UK, because when you're in America, you want to be all American and you want to put on some fake American accent, and then when you're over here, you want to be dressing up like you're in the in the Union Jack and all them thing. Don't beg it, fam. Don't beg it, please. Don't beg it. You're either one or the other. Don't beg it. Right. Shugs, was this too predictable, the Diva Battle Royal?
This was just shit. Like, get off my TV. Get off my TV. The bit with AJ and she's like pretending to be like the dead weight and stuff. I suppose like it was different because you haven't seen it before, but they didn't even have all the divas out there. They had like 4 divas, and it's just like, where are the rest of them?
Yeah.
I just thought it was just like, just a waste of time, a waste of everyone's time. They could have done something different to make AJ the number 1 contender. They could have done something different.
I mean, I must admit, AJ took a nasty sweet chin by Tamina.
That was a big kick.
She nearly got broken half by a sweet chin. Like, that was
highlight of the match.
yeah. So E2J, does AJ go over like when she faces Caitlyn then?
Yeah, because what is Caitlyn doing? What is Caitlyn doing? Give it to AJ. Just let her and Ziggler up the titles. And I don't know. I honestly don't know. But I mean, Caitlyn ain't doing anything right now. They ain't even having like credible divas matches. I don't know. Honestly, don't know. Have they got a women's division, or like, is it, what's going on? They got good talent. We said this before, like up and coming talent. I don't want to see them come in though if they ain't got good matches going on.
Yeah, I mean, we was listening to Angry Marks Network. They were talking about this on the Smackdown Rundown. Sierra and Nikolai, they were talking about the women's division, and I mean, there's just nothing going on. Like, they're all like, they've all kind of got no substance to themselves. Like, if you look at the women on NXT, each of them have something different. They're building something, and yeah, they have said they're not bringing them up until they each have like a proper character and and proper feuds in place. But these girls at the moment, like, they ain't got nothing about them. They're just so blah. Like Caitlyn, yeah, she's a bit strong, but she's a novice. Like, she hasn't got like 5 years, 6 years wrestling experience. She's a novice. She can't even do a drop kick properly. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just a bit off key right now, and I think they are looking towards the girls in NXT and just kind of holding off for now until they have something. Who knows? The girls in NXT might come up and do like some mini female Nexus thing and just.
Oh, mate, I was just gonna say that.
Deal with them like this. Yeah, there's extensions and stuff everywhere, just on the ground. Just extensions and glitter and shit. Right, final segment. The Foley, Cena, and Ryback angle. Shugs, why is Ryback beefing with Foley when like 8 months ago, he was like protecting him and shit from CM Punk?
Obviously because he's turned heel now, so because he turned heel, he's going to feud with Mick Foley. They did the same with CM Punk. It's a cheap heat, you know. Mick Foley's always out getting his cheap pops, and for someone to get beef with Foley, it's a way of getting cheap heat. You know, they send him out to the ring, get him in danger, and then Cena comes out to save him. So it's a good way of, you know, trying to get Cena over and trying to get Ryback as a heel. But
Yeah.
at least Ryback's like in-ring promo showed that he can actually talk on the mic and he can actually do something decent, you know, that's not read off the teleprompter, which was good.
It's 2 weeks, guys. It's 2 weeks. 2 weeks that Shugs has given some good stuff on Ryback. The promo was good. I mean, he went in on Foley, man. He couldn't like some fat bastard on him thing.
Yeah, I know.
It was like, I was like, what? He's just like, you coming back here like you got something to do, coming back here stealing the spot like you're fat bastard. I was like, yo, he's going in. Cena got booed again, as usual. When we hear that stupid, I hate that, man. As soon as I hear that, it cringes me, man. E2J, did the Shield need to be in this segment at the end?
Yeah, because I thought I knew what was going to happen. Obviously, it was the same as last week, and it was going to be the other way around. And then Cena comes in with some horrible chair shots. Fair play to him. He was dishing out them chair shots pretty well. I just think it could have ended a bit better. Like the Shield came out, and then yeah, you got that cross, but then Cena just getting the FU, like it was just too easy for him to do it. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't even like they weren't even squared up. If they were actually like squared up, or Ryback went for the chair or something like that, there could have been something extra to it, just for the ring positioning and to make it more believable. But yeah, the Shield coming out helped it a bit, but it wasn't anything special. I don't think. The best bit about it was the Ryback promo in the ring. And then obviously Cena got one up on him at the end. So yeah, I don't know what to make of it. I'm looking forward to the match, but yeah, I don't know about the segment at the end.
Yeah, I'm just tired of seeing Cena, the classic Cena ending, you know? F you, AA, whatever you want to call it to someone, and then standing tall, shouting the champions here, and the hard camera just, oh god. Yeah. Same old.
Yeah, there's plenty more where that came from. We're gonna have to see that a couple more times in the next few weeks.
Oh yeah. All right, people. That's the end of Raw. We've got a new segment happening right now. The Girl Them Sugar Shugs Smackdown in 60 seconds. Roll with it.
All right, so Smackdown 02 London UK. Start of the match, Jack Swagger, Del Rio, no DQ match. Kendo sticks, reversals, no tap, and Swagger wings, gut wrench powerbomb. Second match, Layla defeats Oksana, who cares? Shield promo, decent again. They're trimming the promos, less chat, and they're going straight to the point. And great promo, calling out The Undertaker. Fandango against Justin Gabriel. Good match, not much wrestling, more strikes from Fandango, and Fandango 1, 2, 3, the win. Big Show defeats Sheamus. Great spot to the end. Henry comes out, interfere, KO punch, win for Big Show. Wade Barrett against Regal, massive pop for Regal. Wade Barrett gets a bull hammer, quick victory. Was there any point? Undertaker against Dean Ambrose. Undertaker against Dean Ambrose. Great match. Undertaker wins. Hell's Gate submission. Then gets his ass handed to him. Triple power bomb after a spear through the barricade by Roman Reigns. Great match. Great show. SmackDown was the show of the week. It beat Raw hands down.
Wow,
And
I still ain't seen SmackDown yet.
Oh, mate,
I need to check that in a minute.
Yeah, you've got to watch it just for the end, because on Smart Wrestling Fans, they were saying about the Ambrose against Undertaker, but they were saying it was a dark match, and then it turns out it was like the main event, because the Undertaker had called out Ambrose. So Undertaker against Ambrose was a great match. Great match.
It says a lot. It says a lot if he's calling out Ambrose and he's like, "Come fight me now." You
And
know what I mean? Like,
and the triple power bomb was just nasty. He just like hit the table and sort of slid off into the chairs and like busted his head in the chairs. But
what they did on the announce table.
on the announce table,
Oh,
yeah.
big.
Oh,
I need to check this.
jeez.
He
Oh my God.
Undertaker had Rollins up ready to give him a choke slam off the barricade, and then Reigns saved with the spear through the barricade, and then when they got up, they just beat down the Undertaker, a couple of chair shots to the back, and then just put him through the announce table.
Wow.
Gotta see.
That sounds sick. I'm gonna watch this after. Well, we got the best segment of all time, Sugs Stunners.
Jobber of the week?
Yeah.
Jobber of the week. That's a good question. It's gonna have to be Cesaro.
Yeah.
Jobber of the week, you know? Because he's jobbing out just to nobodies, to R-Truth. Who's R-Truth to be beating Cesaro? Nobody. Next one, move of the week.
Yep.
Oh, move of the week from Raw.
Well, it doesn't have to be from Raw, my friend. It doesn't have to be
Okay,
from Raw.
so alright, my move of the week is spear through the barricade, Reigns on Big Mark Callow, The Undertaker. Okay, straight through. 48 years old, taking bumps like that. You've got to respect the guy. And wrestler of the week. My wrestler of the week is The Shield. They are my wrestler of the week. The Shield.
Perfect. Okay, guys. Well, that's the end of the show. Just want to say next week we're gonna have our very first Beat the Clock trivia. It's going to be Sugs versus E2J. So what's going to happen is going to be the first one to answer the most correct questions in a minute.
Where do you get these questions from? That's what I want to know.
From me.
Exactly.
You know me.
From the genius.
From the genius, exactly.
Okay, the
That's
Black
what I'm talking
Black
about.
Order.
The Black Order. Black Order. But yeah, so it's going to be Sugs versus E2J. They both have a minute each. The most questions answered in a minute wins that round, you know, and then it'll be someone else facing off on the first Sunday of the next month after that. So people, please follow us on our Twitter. That's at Sunday Segue. That's Segue spelled SEGUE. Follow the blog, the sundaysegue.blogspot.co.uk or .blogspot.com. Hit us up on email. The sundaysegue@gmail.com. Old episodes on YouTube, iTunes, and also the Great Podomatic. Read up our articles on the blog as well. Just want to say thank you to the big technical dude, the goddamn Sugar Shugs, you know, putting up the special edition episode 4 video episode on YouTube. That was sick. And also, you know, the highlight, the E2J, the human highlight reel himself. Thanks as always. And in the words of me and Gene Oakland, put that cigarette out. Right, guys. Peace.
See ya. Wouldn't wanna be ya.
Peace out, homies.
I never felt so much like a life.